All right, we've got everybody. Welcome. We'll call this meeting to order. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Business is to approve the agenda with additions.
I was looking for the agenda here.
Okay.
We have a first and a second.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Who made the motion? Okay.
I think
you made the motion, didn't you?
Well, I will, but no. What I said, I was looking for my for my agenda.
Okay.
And,
I'll make the motion.
Okay, here we are. My motion will stand. I made it. Whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
You got all that?
I think so.
I was looking for it there. Sorry about that.
All right. Any questions, comments? Hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. And then we're going to close the session.
Okay, I'll ask for a motion to approve the minutes from May 24th regular meeting.
Move, Mr. Chair. Second.
I've got a motion by Commissioner Schorblum, second by Commissioner Skoye. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor? Aye. Motion is carried. Flood update.
Sorry.
Sure.
Multitasking. What do you want to hear?
Anything good?
Anything good? Well, we haven't hit the 1950 level yet. We're about 3.6 inches away, so by Thursday, Friday, we'll be in historical territory.
Wow.
Nobody's been hurt.
No one's been hurt.
Well, that's good news. So, yeah.
Yeah, so that's kind of where we're at. Waters continue to rise. We just...
Now comes the bad news, right?
Yeah, well, as of yesterday, the latest update from NOAA was that the water would continue to rise an additional 8 to 11 inches over the next 7 days with continued rise after that. They're still not predicting a peak. They say we may possibility of a peak sometime in mid-June, but
Another 8 to 11 inches?
on top of what we had as of yesterday morning.
And we're, you said 3 inches short of the 1950 level?
Yeah, so, and I mean, when that information they gave us yesterday, we were probably about 6 inches away from the 1950 level, but it came up almost 3 inches last night.
Yeah.
Or in that 24-hour period. So.
I'm sorry, if I may.
Yeah.
So you said the water will continue to rise 8 to 11 inches over the next 7 days?
Yeah, and that was the information that came out yesterday afternoon, probably about 4 o'clock. They finally put out that guidance. So
Before we got the other inch.
yeah, before we got the other inch of rain. Yeah. So we're going to reach 1950. We're going to go above 1950. We don't know at what point it stops. So now we're just taking in any mitigation action we can to help protect residences and roads and businesses. We're doing the best we can.
How many sandbags are they doing a day now?
Well, so Friday we did about 23,500. Saturday, 24,500. Sunday was our big day, 30,500, and then yesterday we were back down to do about 23,000. But that we had weather delays yesterday.
Yeah.
When there's lightning in the area, we can't operate.
Yeah.
So, but even after Sunday, after putting out over 30,000 sandbags, there wasn't a single bag left. So right now the demand for sandbags is outstripping the supply of sandbags. And we have put in a request for additional National Guard troops, just so we can get more sandbags produced and out the door.
Do we have more sandbags coming in then? Or?
Yeah. We have another 200,000. Actually, they came yesterday. Yeah. So we have another 200,000 sandbags on the ground. So the sandbags themselves, the empty sandbags, not hard to get. We'll continue to get those.
Okay.
It's the manpower to.
It's the full ones that we have a hard time.
Yeah, it's to getting to fill the. We have plenty of empty sandbags, plenty of sand. I think.
Yeah, we found another source.
Yeah.
we haven't dried up KGM, but we've gone through 2/3 of what they had.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, and we're putting a lot of sandbags out. It's just because we're in that historic territory, more and more residents are starting to be impacted, so more and more people are sandbagging. And then those that sandbagged early on, they have to add sandbags to their walls. So yeah, we have at this time 6 road closures. I just talked to Trent. It doesn't sound like we don't anticipate any today, and maybe not even any tomorrow at this point. But
Oh, he must see some. He's out there,
Okay.
so he would know.
Which
but
roads are closed right now?
we got, and Dave can jump in if I get this wrong, but Town Road 461, Town Road 225, County Road 135, County Road 117, UT 446, and UT 269.
Most of them not affecting that many residents.
Yeah.
The ones that we're trying to lift and stuff right now, instead of 4, 5, 6, 7 residents, it will be in the 40s.
Yeah.
And so we're, one of our keys is to keep 94 open.
Yeah.
And that one's got a lot of water on it right now.
Which one?
94 Northern Air Road.
Oh, okay. Yep.
And then, of course, when we do close those roads, we notify the residences, and we had sent out letters to everyone who might be affected already. And then we just notify them that the road is closed. We encourage them to consider a voluntary evacuation. We're not forcing them to evacuate. We just notify them that if you do not evacuate, you will be cut off from, potentially cut off from emergency services, garbage service, water service, propane. And a lot of people are choosing to stay. We, in the last week, we have done 2 water rescues to get people out of their house.
Really?
Yeah. And we'll continue to do that. I mean, just because we say you may be cut off from certain, it doesn't mean we're not coming to get you. It just is going to take a little longer. What we normally could have drove to, now it's hip waders, boats. It just becomes more difficult.
What roads did you do the water rescues on?
One was off the end of 94. And the other one was it was on 20, I believe, wasn't it, Dave? But
I think it was out by almost Lindy's or
Yeah.
what we used to be.
Oh, okay.
it was just in that. Yeah, and that was down a driveway was compromised, so it's
Yeah.
just.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so we're just pushing along. It's MnDOT. They did a great job with the Dove Island Bridge. They did a lift there, and that's going to hold up. And then MnDOT has assured us that they will try to do everything they can to keep Highway 11 East open for as long as possible, if not for the duration. I mean, they recognize how vital that corridor is for residences and businesses to continue to be able to access that, so they're going to do their very best. The only unknown is how high the water is going to go at this point.
Yeah.
We don't know.
Okay.
Is FEMA coming in here next week? Tuesday?
Yeah, I know. I think it's.
Is that what she
I know the state is coming in. I don't know if that gal is FEMA or not. Okay. Yeah, Angie. Yeah. So we're working on our preliminary damage assessments. That'll be ongoing next week. The tough part is we have a lot of county roads that are underwater. You can't do a damage assessment when the road's underwater. So and they recognize that. I mean, we'll do some preliminary stuff now, and then they're going to have to come back in weeks when those roads are finally clear of water and we can evaluate them.
Okay. How's Highway 11 now down? Where the bridge is at Lowman?
Oh, Dove Island?
Yeah. No.
Lowman, out west.
Oh, that's fine right now, but we have now set a new peak this year, right downstream of the dam. Of course, the farther you go down, the less impact there has been from Rainy Lake. So as long as we don't get a lot of water in the Little Fork, Big Fork basins, but it's all coming up with this recent rain.
Yeah, yeah. The reason I mentioned that is, I remember in 2014, that one was underwater, and so, to haul garbage out was taking an extra 70-mile detour.
The thing to remember in 2014, the river beat their record all time by 1.5 feet.
Yeah.
And we didn't beat the old time record in 14, and we just blew right past it. And it's the lake that's really going to get hit this time.
Okay, right now it doesn't look like that could get affected.
Not unless we get some major storm on that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because, right now what's keeping Rainy River high is the outflow from Rainy Lake, but having said that, they're still rain sensitive.
Yep.
Like Dave says, any significant rainfall.
Yep, it's going to add to it.
Yeah.
And the Rainier area is holding up okay, and the dam is holding up all right?
Yep, we have received no new information that anything is compromised in those areas. Yeah, I mean, the water in the Rainier, the upper Rainy River there, right in Rainier, is the highest. Wow, it's amazing.
Wow.
It's shocking to see.
Yeah.
It really is. Yeah, any other questions or any?
Good job. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, everyone just,
What you're doing.
Yeah.
the volunteers, the National Guard, the DNR, the county employees, everyone just, American Red Cross, Salvation Army. I know I'm missing people, but everyone keeps showing up, no matter how difficult it is, and they keep every single day showing up and putting the best foot forward.
Yeah.
This is the fourth week, right?
There are people leaving their homes and giving up. They've fought this for 3 weeks now.
Yeah.
There are businesses, Island View shut down last night, I believe.
Ones that are leaving their homes, do they have places to go? Or?
They have places to go, and I mean, it's just extremely taxing on these people fighting for their home for 3 weeks on end, and the word should be to them is make sure you plan and get your. I mean, parents done with that Facebook about how to get ready, what to take, get the car packed, and get out for a while.
Yeah, I mean,
This morning I sent my wife and my 95-year-old mother-in-law, and they're going to Detroit Lakes, so, and I'll stay. But
yeah, and that's the mindset we want people. No one needs to panic. They just need to make the preparations and be prepared. And
because right now I believe some of the stress that people are going through is huge.
Yeah.
And that's when I think about somebody getting hurt. That's what I really worry about is these older people trying to hang on.
Yeah.
It's like Dave said, there's just a lot of stress. You can see it in people's faces when they come to get the sandbags or when you go visit them at their houses, and it's understandable.
Yeah, seeing the lineups of vehicles waiting for sandbags, Rosie and myself are out the last couple of days helping put sandbags out.
Volunteers have picked up.
Yep.
Yeah. It's good.
Yeah, so we're gonna keep going as long as we're needed.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Anything else, or if anyone has any questions, feel free to reach. I'm at work 7 days a week still. I usually
You got your sleeping bag done?
Well, I'm not quite yet, but I might get there. I usually try to get a few hours of sleep at night. But if you ever have any questions, feel free to reach out. I know whenever the commissioners stop down at the park, I know the people like it too. It's nice to say thank you to the volunteers, the county employees. They like to see that. So.
Well, I guess, you guys, I think this is the biggest disaster that's ever hit this county.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Certainly since I've been here. And there's people affected, and there's going to be a lot more. And they need to feel proud of what they're doing.
Yeah.
And you should feel proud of them too. It's Human Health Services. I mean,
Yeah.
they've been there around the clock for 3 weeks.
Yep. Yep. Okay. Anything else?
I don't think so, unless you have anything else for me.
Okay. All right. Thanks. For
All right.
the-
Yeah.
thanks for the
Thank you.
update.
Thank you.
Human resource business. Approve rescinding the employment promotion of Alana Werner to the eligibility worker and authorize filling the vacant eligibility worker position.
Yes, that's correct. Mrs. Werner decided to remain in her family-based service provider, so we did have an authorization from the board to go ahead and promote her, so we just need to rescind that promotion so we can get this vacant eligibility worker position filled as well.
Okay.
Second.
Motion by Jason, second by Wayne. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? None. Motion carried. Approve employment separation of part-time E91 dispatcher corrections officer.
Correct, yes, we have Correction Officer Joshua Vallejo separating from that position. He was part-time correction officer, as he has been working some quite regular hours for both the city and the county as the sheriff.
Wish of the board.
Move.
Set a motion by Jason, second by Wayne. Discussion. Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion is carried.
Thank you.
Thank you. Highway business.
No,
Huh?
item number 7 under county business.
Oh, I'm so. Oh, how did I get down there? Consider county committee list temporary appointments.
Yes, we realized after we looked at this last week that we missed a few committees, and so we're asking that you temporarily appoint Commissioner Sholem to the East Cooch Sanitary Sewer District Board and the jail committee. Jail POC, I'm not sure what POC means. Point of contact? No, what is that? POC. I think it's for the new jail study and so forth. I think that's what it is, but I'm just not sure of the acronym, what it means.
Okay.
Anyhow.
Yeah, there's too many acronyms.
There is, yes.
I'll move that position, those positions.
Got a motion by Wayne,
Second.
second by Jason. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion is carried.
Thank you.
Reappointment Commissioner Mary Lookenville to the Housing and Redevelopment Authority.
I'll move on that, Mr. Chair.
We've got a motion by Wayne,
Second.
second by Jason. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you.
Any opposed? Motion is carried.
Thank you to Mrs. Lupinville.
Yes.
Considered serving.
And we'll go to the additions first.
Oh.
Sorry.
Yeah, no worries. Well, yeah, you might as well stay there with that.
You can stay there.
County business, approve motion to engage Northland Securities as placement agenda and authorize board chair signature to agreement.
We do have Mr. Eilertson, George Eilertson from Northland Securities. I believe he's online. Oh, we might have lost him.
No,
Anyway.
I'm here, Betsy.
Oh, you are? Okay, I couldn't see you, sorry. So if you'd like to introduce yourself and give a little explanation what this is.
Sure. Thank you, and thank you, board, for the time on your agenda this morning. My name is George Eilertson from Northland Securities, and we're a public finance firm that works with many municipalities in Minnesota, cities, counties, and schools. And so I know you were just talking about the POC and what that means. That committee, I was notified on Friday last week that they had selected Northland Securities to work with you on the new jail project. And so that's the reason for me being on the agenda this morning. And of course, thank you for the opportunity to work with you on this project going forward. I can certainly give you a little intro of Northland. Of course, I talked about that we work with cities, counties, and schools. One of the cities we work with is right there, International Falls, so a lot of local experience. And in terms of this item on your agenda today, it's called a placement agent agreement, and oftentimes we are referred to as municipal advisor. In this case, what we're going to be doing is working with you kind of on a dual track, trying to get you, of course, the best financing package for your jail project. And part of that would be involving looking at some large investment banks and potentially placing the bonds directly with them. That can be a more efficient financing. We're finding in the current market that we can actually get better results than putting it out for, say, a competitive bid. Next week on your June 7th agenda, I'll become a more familiar face to you, Board, but I'll have additional items on your agenda, including a resolution which authorizes you to enter into the State of Minnesota Credit Enhancement Program. That's a very good program for Minnesota counties. It puts the state of Minnesota's AAA bond rating behind your bonds, so it makes it more credit worthy. More credit worthy equals lower interest rates, so that's better. So long story short, I know I'm rambling here, Board, but today's action is just to engage Northland Securities as a placement agent for the jail financing. And I can certainly address any questions you may have.
Okay, any questions? All right, sounds good.
Thanks for being here, George.
Thank you.
Yep, thank you much. Consider temporary appointments of Administration Director, Human Resource Specialist, and Administration Assistant.
I'm sorry, we do need to go back and do a board motion on Northland Securities.
Yeah.
I thought we did that.
No, there was no motion for
Boy,
it, unless
okay.
I missed it.
Okay, I'm sorry. County business, well, okay. I'll ask for a motion to approve doing Northland Securities as Northland Securities as placement agenda and authorize board chair signature to agreement there.
Move that, Mr. Chair.
Got a motion by Jason.
I'll second it.
Second by Wayne. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion is carried. There you go.
Thank you.
Thanks. Sorry about that. Consider temporary appointments of Administration Director, Human Resource Specialist, and Administration Assistant. Want to say anything on that?
Well, I guess what we talked about at the Personnel Committee meeting was putting myself in as interim director until the end of 2023, keeping things stabilized throughout 2022 so that we can continue with contract negotiations, we can deal with the flood, the budgeting, and all of that will start to happen now and has been happening. And then you would start your administration director hunt, go out the full hunt in the beginning of 23. So that's what that was all about. This would also be keeping the human resource specialist, who is now the human resource, or she was generalist, excuse me, and keeping her as the specialist right now as well.
Yep. And part of the reason for that is because there's so much going on in this county right now with the flood and everything else. It'd be just too difficult to to train somebody completely new. So.
Exactly.
You want a motion?
Yep.
Oh, okay, excuse me, just a second, Jason.
No, go ahead.
Well, I'll make a motion on that.
Okay, motion by Wayne,
Second.
second by Jason.
Just a quick question.
Yep, go ahead.
It says authorize temporary filling of the vacant administrative assistant position within the assembly scale. Is that going to be internal fill, or is that going to be posted internally, or will that be externally?
Well, we are hoping to be able to work with taking Margaret, who is our accounting specialist, and moving her up into a temporary role where we would share the duties of the administrative assistant for right now.
Yep.
So we need to speak with the union and so forth to make sure that's okay. We don't think it would be a problem, but so you might hear that I'm back asking for something different, but for right now, that's our plan.
Thank you.
Any more questions? Okay. Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion is carried. Consider county management staff compensation during emergency management response.
If I may, so this is something that had to do with in the 2014 flood. This is something that we did for management, and I'm not talking about elected officials, but actual management. A lot of them are working over than what additional hours than what they typically would work. Some of them already work 50, 60 hours a week, but they're actually doing more than that right now. So this is something that we would like you to consider, is the possibility of giving them some compensation for all the extra work on the flood. You'll see the board motion here from 2014.
Yep, I was just looking at that, so. Wishes of the board.
I'll move that, Mr. Chair.
Got a motion by Schobel, second by Skoye. Discussion. Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion is carried.
Thank you.
Consider emergency management coordinator compensation during 2022 flood emergency management response.
Yeah, so this is something that the sheriff brought up, and the emergency management coordinator is going way over and above what his normal duties are. And so what the sheriff is asking for him to get some additional compensation effective May 9th, when we opened up the command center downstairs, and until the flood ceases to need management staff hours beyond his normal pay position. And that what he's asking for is a daily per diem rate of $250 per day, every day that the EOC is open. So that would be effective from May 9th.
Wishes of the board.
I'll move that, Mr. Chair.
I'll second such.
Okay, I've got a motion by Jason, second by Wayne.
If I may, this actually will be reimbursable also by FEMA,
Okay.
Yeah, there should be FEMA
Okay.
covered, and I assume.
Good.
as well as the management staff.
Okay.
That would be reimbursable as well.
All right. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion is carried unanimously. That's
Now we're
it.
back to the regular agenda.
Okay, now we're back to the regular agenda.
And that.
Okay. Approve the appointment of Kirk
Eiley, yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Koochiching County Planning and Zoning Commission.
Yeah, Kirk was here earlier, but he had another appointment he had to run to, but he was trying to be here so that you guys could meet him. But Kirk has been here his entire life. I mean, off and on, depending on jobs and that type of thing. But in any case, he applied or showed an interest in being on our Planning and Zoning Commission, and so we really appreciate that. And it's a challenge to get candidates for these positions, so I would recommend approval of Kirk to be appointed to our commission.
I'll move on that.
Got a motion by Wayne,
Second.
second by Jason. Any discussion?
Thank Mr. Riley for, signing up, and
Yeah.
it's, there's work to do, so we certainly appreciate it.
Yep.
Sure. I know it's a lower, this is a lower priority than all the flooding and all the emergency things that are going on, but we appreciate these public servants that are, taking their time to do things like these, being on commissions, being on our Board of Adjustment, and many other things that are throughout the county. It's a big deal. No, I saw that Mary Lukenberg, Lukenbill was on, the Housing and Redevelopment Authority. These are all really important positions, and the public service that these people give is valuable. So
They're ones that a lot of people don't hear that much about or see that much about.
right, yeah,
So,
yeah,
But there's a lot behind the curtain that
right.
takes place.
Yeah, no, we really appreciate them. So
Yeah. Is there any positions open on this?
that was the
Position offer.
That's a great question. That was the final position that was open at this time,
That's
but
what I thought,
we don't know what the future holds.
Yeah.
There are quite a few members on our Board of Adjustment and our Planning Commission that have been there for many years, and we'd love them to continue to do that. But eventually there'll be another opening, and so we'll need more members at that time.
Yeah, okay, thank you. I'll call the question. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion is carried.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Matt.
All right.
That was easy. Highway business. Dave.
Well, I'm here today to get authorization for the funding of purchasing some property. On November 23rd last year, the board authorized me to execute a purchase agreement with MW Friends LLC for parcel 92-148-11,000, and this is a piece of property on Casad 332, and I've got in the RBA east, but it's really west of the lagoons. This is a piece of property that we looked at. We looked at several pieces of property, and we looked at access to the highway, water, sewer, and this was, we felt, the best choice of property. So we entered into that agreement. I signed the agreement a couple weeks ago, and this is to serve as the Highway Administration's new office, and eventually it could also house the International Fall Shop. The purchase agreement was signed on 5/18, and a copy's enclosed in here. The total cost with closing is estimated at $50,614.19, and the closing date is set for this Friday, June 3rd. And part of the reasons we're doing this is because of the jail too, is to free up some space in the jail. That cost does not include cleaning up the residual recycled paper. We have a plan for that. We'll coordinate with Matt and also the city, because there's sort of a court order against that property for blight, and so it needs to be cleaned up, and we would clean it up primarily with if we ever get a chance with the highway guys, we'd get them to do it. But that's what I've got in front of you today.
Okay, the site that you're purchasing, is that a 10-acre site or
40.
Oh, it is a full 40.
Yeah, it's right.
Okay.
It's right by L&L's purchase that they made, and they're putting a landing area for wood, and it's probably a quarter of a mile from MnDOT shop.
Okay, is that like the coming off from the?
If you go down 15th Street all the way,
Yep.
that's the north border of the site.
We'll have that corner.
Yep.
Okay, so there's already a road in there, I think. With the
There's a trail in there.
Yeah.
We'd have to
Trail,
upgrade
okay,
it and
yeah.
stuff. And this just is the first piece to get
Okay.
going. And
Okay, I wondered if that was the site that you had, so, because there's another road or partial road.
that goes
Yeah.
into it where they put the waste paper and stuff.
Oh, that goes into the same site?
Well, what Friends did is they had a lot of recycled material, and especially when International Built Right went down, they really didn't have a home for it, so they
Yeah.
placed it out there.
Oh, okay.
And it's no longer suitable for recycling
Yeah.
because it's been out there for probably 4 or 5 years,
Yeah.
and it probably needs to go to Koochiching County.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Wishes of the board.
Move on the.
Okay, got a motion by Wayne,
Second, Mr. Chair.
second by Jason. Any further discussion?
Thanks for your work on that, sticking with it.
Yep. Yeah.
It has to move on, yeah.
I think it's the perfect place. It'd be nice to have that place. I think when we look at the new site, we might look at something that would accommodate what we're doing now at Cary Park,
Yeah.
or be able
Yeah.
to in the future. I mean,
Yeah.
one of the problems we have right now with the sandbagging operation is no dry sand,
Yeah.
and that's one of the other reasons why the productivity on the sandbags were down the other day after getting that 1.5 inches of
Yeah.
rain.
Yeah.
They covered them, but you can only cover them so good. So,
Yeah.
thank you.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion is carried.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, Dave, for everything. So,
Well, thank the people when you get a chance, because they're doing a bang up job.
yeah, they are. So, anybody here for public comment? Are there two guys? Nobody? Okay. All right. I'll ask for a motion to adjourn.
Move.
Second. Motion by Jason, second by Wayne. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion is carried.